So that's not what self-efficacy is. I believe that I can do it, right? And there are about four factors that help you in building that. We'll talk about that next year. But that was proposed here by Albert Bandura, you're right, in the year 1997. So it's a concept that's not too old, just 28 years old. And there are four ways by which you can build self-efficacy. There's four ways by which you can decide to come from under the burden of the weight of Jacob. There are four ways by which you can rise to life. There's four ways by which you can wake up from your sleep. There's four ways by which you can begin to build wealth. There are four ways by which you can be free today, not tomorrow. Today, not tomorrow. The first one is called the mastery of experience, right? Begin to do something. Don't be idle. You're not going to be better by being idle. Begin to do the things you can do today. As you do them, you do them. Stretch yourself a little. Do them. Stretch yourself a little. Get comfortable with that new level. Stretch yourself a little. Get comfortable with that level. You build self-efficacy by proficiency, by practice, by exercising yourself in that thing that you want to do. Guess what? You see me confident today. I have my beloved brother here, Ben. He's known me for a while. He's probably surprised the way he's probably not seen me, teach at this level, in a while. But see, I'm a different person doing this, but I wasn't born this way. I wasn't born this way. This has come by practice. It's come by doing it. I've grown into it. I've grown into it. I've grown into it by doing it. I've grown into it by doing it. By grown into it by doing this. I'm a better person today than I was last Sunday. I'm a better person today than I was last month. I'm a better person today than I was last quarter. I'm a better person today than I was, in January. I'm a better person today than I was last year. I keep on getting better. I'm getting mastery by practice, mastery by practice, mastery by practice. And you can do that also. You can get better on what you're doing by doing it, exercising yourself in it, learning by doing, learning by doing. You get more comfortable, it becomes second nature. And once you're comfortable at that level, you stretch and get to another level, stretch and get to another level, and keep getting better. That's one of the ways by which you build self-efficacy. That's one of the ways you build belief in yourself. That's one of the ways you get off the burden of Jacob. Get from under the burden of Jacob and declare your own freedom. Right? The next part, that's where you can build freedom. You can get yourself free from the burden of Jacob. It's called the vicarious experience. It's learning from the experience of other people. If other people can do it, you too can do it. They don't have two heads. If Steve Jobs can become the kind of person that he became, why can't you? He's a man of like passion, just like you are. The question is, what did he do? Can you pay the same price? Right? Yes, his starting point is not the same as your starting point, but to your starting point, what's the equivalent of what he did that you need to do if you're going to become as good as he is? We have here in Nigeria, we have Dangote. He's the richest black man. What did he do? How did he start? Bring it to where you are right now, where he was. Find out what did he do at your level. How did he start? What did he do differently? Begin to do something. Begin to do something different. Begin to do something about getting yourself out of where you are, getting yourself away from the shackles that have held you bound. Begin to bring yourself away from your limitations. Begin to do something about it. Begin to do something about it. Begin to do something different. Begin to do something that will take you closer to your dream. Because you can learn from other people. You can learn from Dangote. Find someone you can learn from. Because success is repeatable. Success is based on life principle, right? They are based on principles, they are based on laws, they are natural laws that apply everywhere, that I can apply to everybody, right? If it can work for A, it can work for B. If it can work for B, it can work for C. If it can work for C, it can work for D. If it can work for E, it can work for you. So we can learn from the experience of other people. Find someone that's been in a similar situation like you are. Scripture tells us that we're surrounded by a host of weaknesses. There are also weaknesses that have been where you are right now, and they made it. There's no reason why you shouldn't make it. They made it. There's no reason why you shouldn't make it. Some of them were worse than you, yet they made it. If they could make it, you can make it. You have no excuse. If they could make it, you can make it. Some of them did not have the things that you have. Some of them, based on where they were, there was no chance for them, but you have a chance. Why are you not making it? When uh uh FDR, Franklin Delano Roosevelt, FDR, was president in the White House. He was incapacitated. He had polio. He was in a wheelchair. There were beggars around close to the White House that were better than him, that could work, that had better physical abilities than he did. They were begging. He was president. They were begging. He was president. He did not rely on his incapacity. He used his mind. He used his brain. What are you using? Get off. Get up. Get up. Get up your butt. Get up that place of pity party. Use your brain. Use your mind. Deliver yourself. Get tired of the burden of Jacob. Get tired of the burden of Jacob. Time to release yourself. Time to free yourself. Time to do something about your limitations. Find out someone that's been where you are today and made it. If that person can make it, you too can make it. That's the second way by which you deliver yourself from the burden of Jacob. There's a third way. It's called verbal persuasion. And verbal persuasion pretty much is you speaking to yourself. It's speaking to yourself, speaking the right word, affirmation, as it were. Affirming yourself around it. Every day every day right now, for as long as I can do it this month, at least I've been doing it. I've been faithful doing it this month. I've been sending out words of affirmation, because words are things. Words are things. All of the world was made by words. God spoke and it came into being. The power of words have not changed. They build kingdoms, they build destinies, and sometimes for some people it's just what you need. Just speak those words to yourself, because the words you speak to yourself are messaging that you give to your subconscious being, and you're telling your subconscious being to go out and work on your behalf. You will never be able to rise above the programming of your subconscious being. You'll have to do something about that programming. You have to reprogram it to function on your behalf. And one of the ways we reprogram our subconscious being is the way we talk to ourselves, the stories we tell ourselves. You know, when athletes are ready to go perform, typically they have butterflies in their stomach. And the way you interpret that butterfly in your stomach will make a difference in whether you perform or not. Some people will probably interpret that butterflies in their stomach to say, "Oh, oh, my enemies. Oh, this is not going to be a good day to run. No. Oh, look at the way I'm feeling. Oh, there's a bad omen." If that's what you say, that's what you're gonna get. But experienced athletes know better. They interpret it as something that will help them to perform. They interpreted that, oh, this must be a good day. Look at the way I'm feeling. I'm so ready to do this. This is a good omen for running today. Guess what? It wasn't a lie. It was just the way they choose to interpret their feeling. One person interpreted it in a way that limits him or her. Another person interpreted it in a way that enables him or her. Guess what? They're both going to get their result. It's all tied back to what Henry Ford said. He says, if you believe you can, you're true, you're correct, you can. If you believe you can't, you're correct, you can't. It's up to the way you believe and what you say to yourself. What you say to yourself is life, is destiny, you're a prophet, right? And the last one is what we call the physiological state and effective, and which is probably tied to the third one. It's just the way your body is conditioned. Like I told you, you see, I'm talking to you and I'm looking so confident. And I think you like it because my confidence is doing something to you, whether you know it or not. They spoke about Jesus. They said, "Oh, he has taught like no other person has taught. Oh, look at him. He's talking with authority. Ah, it makes a difference to the hearers, the way you talk. It makes a difference. My physiology makes a difference to our communication here. Your physiology makes a difference. You're a runner. Your physiology is important to everything that you do because your physiology affects your emotions, and your emotions affect your performance. Your physiology also makes you ready to do the work if it's a physical work, right? It affects the way people sees you. It affects your aura. It affects your presence because you could be present and not present if your physiology is not agreeing with you. If you're all there, all leaning on something, all feeling sickly, people will not see you. You don't have presence. But when your physiology agrees with you, when it agrees with your aura, it makes a difference in the way people receive you and the blessing they receive or not receive of you, right? It makes a difference in your performance because it affects your emotions, right? So those are ways in which you can come up the burden of Jacob, right? Don't give excuse. No excuse. No excuse is good. The copy ain't coming. This is on you. You gotta do it. You gotta save yourself. You gotta get off the burden of Jacob and leave. Declare your freedom, right?